Hello, it is Melissa. I'm here for your 5 minute working mom session. And I thought I'd share with you this idea. So, you know the Zach Morris cell phone from back in the 90s? Yeah, that's sometimes what it feels like for a working mom who left the working world and is back and seeing all these new gadgets and gadgets and such. And I want to be sure that you are empowered and that you're just not scared. You're not scared to reimagine yourself in the workplace. You're not scared to launch a business if maybe the corporate setting wasn't giving you the flexibility that you had hoped. And so here's an excerpt from my book, Fertile Imagination, coming out October 31st. And that is the day where I'm going to be sharing the book, Kindle format for only 99 cents. So you definitely want to check out fertileideas.com to get on the list. But here's a chapter from my book. So it includes Phaedra Knight. She is a Hall of Famer rugby player. And just as context, I am that little girl at gym class in fourth grade that would be selected last for any team sport. So it's really like amazing that I had the opportunity to speak with Phaedra and she was on my podcast. So here we go. This is what you might want to think about as you are trying to stay relevant or figure out if you even are relevant, kind of like that Zach Morris phone, which you can probably still use to call someone. All right, here we go. So, Phaedra Knight, this is what she says, Hall of Famer rugby player. And it's in my book, Fertile Imagination, and it is on page 159 if you happen to have an early copy. She says, I've learned that a lot of positions in different sports transfer over across all sports. Things like athletic positioning is similar across the board for most sports. So when I'm doing martial arts, there's a lot of carryover. There are a lot of different things, but there are a lot of things that carry over in terms of foot positioning, in terms of hand positioning, in terms of where you look, the alignment of your spine. There are some stark contrasts, but there are also some similarities. So playing rugby and watching rugby has made things far more in tune and adaptable, as has my time as a mixed martial artist. So Phaedra is now, of course, unstoppable, and so she's in the MMA world. So you can see her in an octagon near you. So here's the book, Fertile Imagination. That's where I got her excerpt from. So here's the application during these quick 5 minutes. Let's imagine that you left the world of work and you want to launch your own business. And let's imagine that you think to yourself, okay, the last time that I looked at social media was when MySpace existed, or the last time I touched I don't even know, a computer. It was during the basic moment where they had a turtle on it, the Apple computer. And maybe I'm thinking about my childhood, but let's say that's you, right? And you just kind of feel left out, as a lot of moms do. Surprise, surprise. So this is how you might want to apply Phaedra, who's not a mom, but she's a really cool aunt. Here's how you might want to apply her thinking to your situation and why I wrote the book. Every single person that I share in my book, their insights around how to leverage your imagination are applicable to you. I am your guide, a mom, so I've applied them. All right, so let's imagine this. So this is actually also comes from the book as well. I have a case study where someone was an architect. She was a mom. She left the world of architecture. She calls it retirement. She then invented a new yoga bag, and she was not able to connect the dots and basically say, well, what I learned as an architect back in the day is totally applicable, and I'm using it for the form of the actual yoga bag, as in the way it places on your back. It's ergonomic benefits or features and the form and the care around the functionality. And it's the same sort of thinking that she leveraged as an architect, but she wasn't connecting the dots in terms of her origin story of her new business. And so in the book, I just share that idea that you have the choice to do that. There's a lot more similarities across industries, and there's a lot of opportunity as a mom for you to actually involve yourself back in an organization that you may have worked for before or you may have admired before. And there's new ways inside these organizations. But back to the point in terms of the book, I am really, really upfront that I think it is hard to find flexibility in an established conventional career. I think, however, on the flip side, and you may have never heard this, there's also difficulty in finding freedom on the entrepreneurial side of the house. Why is that? Because there's quite a bit that needs to needs to happen in order for you to launch a business. There's also quite a bit that needs to happen in order for you to keep individuals focused on you in order to actually bring in prospective clients. So while it might feel like you can do more with your time, the time that you're not actually thinking about your business, which is 24 hours a day, or the time that you're not on your business doing whatever you need to do, chances are you're also not making money. Again, passive income and all of that stuff exists, but you need to have tight systems in place. And in order to do that, you need to either hire people to help you, or you yourself need to actually build the infrastructure you need in order to have something operationalized. So, point of the matter, this book is going to help you if you feel like your skills are no longer relevant. Here's why. The number one superpower, the tool that can help you find a way to make what you've done in the past relevant again, is your fertile imagination. What is a fertile imagination? It's very specifically your ability to actually cast a vision that you may have never before seen a mom execute upon, right? So you can be that first mom who figures out how to make relevant the skills that she had back in 1998, back in 2005. Like there's always a way to connect the dots, but you have to have the courage, the confidence, and the communication skills in order to pull that off. All right, my 5 minutes are up. I hope you have an amazing day. If you are inspired by Phaedra Knight's story, if you are curious about my story, head on over to fertileideas.com, www.fertileideas.com. I would love to help you out and really help you reimagine how you can approach your entrepreneurial adventures. See, that's the twist. So for me, I decided to write this book because I've spoken with so many working moms in a corporate setting, and I have reached the conclusion that there are other ways to make income. However, all of them require the use of an imagination. And you need to know what your non negotiables are so that you can build your mom first, mom friendly business from the ground up, knowing and understanding your true priorities. Because here's what happens if you build out a business and you start being pulled in this direction and that direction in terms of building a funnel, in terms of social media engagement, whatever it might be, you're going to find that you're not going to feel as flexible as you had hoped. And so that's why I want to be sure that you have that one versatile tool to use so that you can make a maximum impact and so that no mom breaks. And I think that's urgent. No mom breaks. So here's one thing I would love for you to help me with. I think, if I had a guess, you are probably part of WhatsApp groups. You might be part of a fourth grade WhatsApp group, your church mom WhatsApp group, your AI and what's happening WhatsApp group. I would love to just know if you are part of a WhatsApp group because I want to ask you a question. I want to understand how you engage in those groups because I think I could help you out. I think I could help you really find a way to add value to those groups, and I think my fertile imagination is going in that direction because I know that's where a lot of moms are. So send me a private message. Let me know if you're part of a WhatsApp group. I would love to have quick conversation with you, ask you a couple of questions. Until tomorrow.